Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Now we are in between of the lunch and the sessions. Anyway, it is one of the revolving subject for everyone, not in the healthcare, in other domains also, the cybersecurity. It is playing a major disruption in our business continuity plan. How to mitigate this one? We have to discuss because we have eminent CIOs, those who have different type of strategy to mitigate all these things. Now we come. The wake-up call has come up where AIIMS has been compromised. And whole industry, IT healthcare industry, they came up that it is a major disaster because ransomware attacked in AIIMS New Delhi. And to mitigate this one, it is not so easy for us. First of all, in these attacks, the reputation of the institute has gone. The patient confidence has gone up. First, you have to understand in healthcare, your health record is you are the owner, and hospital is the custodian. If this record has been kept by the hospital and that is not secured, then it is a very unethical practice in healthcare industry. But you have to understand again that is it safe if you put any type of solutions in the healthcare to protect your health records? We do not have any solution which can give you 100%. Then what to do? Health cyber security is not a one-day of job. It is a journey. और ये चोर पुलिस का खेल भी है. Or you can say Tom and Jerry. You might have seen in the TV. Sometimes Tom is up, sometimes Jerry is down. This is the game. But today's days, we have to modernize our infrastructure as well as you are on the road to digital transformations. Digitization has gone. Digitalization has gone. Now you are talking about, I want these digital things which is being highly modern. Healthcare is not contained within the four wall of the hospitals. It is out of the hospitals. Means data can be accessed in different locations, different people. In these transformations, we are putting lot of machines, IoT device, we are integrating AR, VR, you are using it many AI tools. Is it safe? And right now, very small peoples, any cyber attack has been done. It is not a highly sophisticated people they are doing it. It is very small peoples, they are doing this kind of job. 90% of our compromises has happened through the user level. You are getting a malicious mail, you are clicking it, your system is compromised. From that, it has started your trouble. One example I am giving you. We have given a training to our AIIMS staff. It is around 40,000 people. We have trained to them that how to protect yourself. After 7 days, we have sent a mail to them. It is a malicious mail. It is the month of around June. Those who have filled the ITR, please make it yes, otherwise no. And you can't believe it. More than 95% people failed after giving the training. So this is the biggest challenge for us. I will come to the many eminent peoples. They have sleepless night. You can't believe it. When I'll get up in the morning, I'll check my system is in place or not. That's why many CISO, Chief Information Security Officers, they are leaving the jobs. That trust they can't take it. Anyway, we come to our eminent CIOs. What is their approach towards the cyber security in their organizations? Over to sir.
Thank you for giving me that opportunity. And I would congratulate Elets that they have this session right after the modernization and the up things which are coming over. Yes, security is important. And my moderator here has really summarized very well. It's a very good executive summary. We cannot elaborate much. However, in our organization, I would like to keep it short and simple. We go ground up. We do security as part of the basic design. It is not an overlay. It is a security thing is the first thing to be taken into account when we are planning for any systems. Having said that, as he said, similarly, you won't believe, every day 10 o'clock we have a security update meeting. And yes, we are working as gatekeepers or as soldiers or whatever you may put it as, because we are always in investigative mode. So there is no resting easy. We have some of the best which is available in the market deployed in our network. But as he said, we are only as strong as the Achilles heel is. Okay, one weak moment, one weak thing can, penetrate. So we are doing all the time. We have a vertical which is constantly working either on certifications or on trainings or on putting up a system. It is a constant vigil, and we would not like to deviate from it, because otherwise, if you have not gone through it, still it may give you some level of, uncertainty in your minds. But having gone through that gives us a level of assurity as well, that, you can go back home saying that, you did your job quite well, and you can wake up easy. So security as a design helps us, and a constant state of being in the investigation helps us.
Yeah. You see the same things that in the morning when you get up, whether you're in the right place or not. You see what is the life of a CIO and CISO. Anyway, I'll go to the another CIO.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for the opportunity. So basically, my thoughts on this cybersecurity, point is that this is not important only for the healthcare organization, but across the organizations, whether it is banking, or any other industry. Cybersecurity takes the priority compared to any other technology deployment today. Because we are seeing every day in newspapers, some or other company has been compromised, and therefore the business continuity has been questioned completely. And if there is a concern with respect to the BCP, the business continuity or sustainability, obviously this becomes a paramount, and it's very important subject for us to sort of discuss. Coming to healthcare, what approach we normally take here is that we don't deal with cybersecurity in a piecemeal manner. So there's a complete, I would say, the step one would be an assessment of where we are today in terms of the security. What are the threats, the business drivers, even the opportunities, business opportunities, because a lot of new business opportunities also lead to some kind of security concerns. But if it's linked to the business, we have to address that. Then it comes to a stage where do you have a very structured approach, a strategy, a roadmap, a risk assessment kind of document. So that's the next step. And then that obviously would lead to your technology architecture, the deployment part of it. How do you enforce that through technologies, the people, the process, the policies and the guidelines and stuff. And then comes the very important aspect is the security operations. And that is where most of us actually, are not there 100%. Because running the show as far as the security is concerned is really very important, very critical. It is not just a tech you can buy from market, okay? But how do you actually run that show? It also requires a lot of skill set. You may outsource them, you may have team members and all that. So security operations is something which is really most important aspect of all these 6 to 7 points which I'm going to mention and discuss with you guys today. So operations, and the next stage comes to awareness, the security awareness, because a lot of these issues are there because people are not aware about it. It's not an IT related area. Security is not just an IT. It's an organization. Every individual, whether he's part of the employee or not an employee, okay, security is important. So somebody comes to your office, tries to access your Wi-Fi. How is he handled through the defined protocol for him to give and guest access? So even that is part of the security. So operations awareness, and then comes, are we really doing a continuous assessment of our environment? That is another important point. So you have everything in place. You got a good strategy, got a good roadmap, risk assessment, program management is there. Okay, you have good operations team, but then this is not one time. So every few months or a year or so, we have to reassess the entire health of the security architecture for all of us, and then try and see, are there any areas which we need to review, revalidate, or go back to the market and sort of update and upgrade those platforms, because security is a continuous assessment, continuous threat also, right? And then after that, what happens is the budgetary aspects of the whole thing, right? Obviously, when you go for a security budget as an individual requirement, probably that will not have a great buy-in at a management level. So security has to be an integrated part of addressing a business challenge through technology. Then there is a buy-in. But if you only say, okay, I want to implement some few 20 firewalls or 10 firewalls, so probably that may not be a good idea to go ahead and discuss with the management for having security budgets. Because even today, for most of the organizations, irrespective of whatever we see in the industry and market in terms of ransomware attacks and cyber attacks, getting a security budget is still a concern for different other organizations. Okay, but as far as our company is concerned, we are really very serious on this front, and we are making major investments in terms of having a security as more of a strategic deployment than a piecemeal approach. So those are my thoughts here. Thank you.
There are very valid points you have spoken to us. The assessment and auditing. In India, we have seen it, they do the assessment. When you do the auditing certificates, it is not purely as per requirements. It is just a paper. Because they have to, as per the company guidelines or institutional guidelines, they have to do the auditing. And they do the audit, but audit is not 100%. That is also one of the main cause it has been seen in the country. Around 23% of the hospitals, they have faced the problems after compromise, but they have audited in regular basis. That is also one of the cause it is there. Next, you.
Okay.
Yeah, you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Dr. Shetty. Basically, I'm a radiologist, and also I'm working as a Vice Chancellor of a medical university. So let me answer a couple of these things as a radiologist as well as an educationist. But I also feel there are so many people sitting in the as audience, they can interact much more with the people sitting on the podium here. Let me tell you, in 1995, when I finished my radiology in the US and I was planning to come back to India, that time they asked me, doctor, you have been reporting all these CT scan MRIs in the US, and we would like you to report all these cases back in Bangalore also. Then I said, how is it possible? Because those days we used to see the films, X-rays, something like that. I thought it is physically not possible. But today, almost 30 to 40% of the American radiology, US radiology, or international radiology is reported from India. So the ICT or the information technology is booming. Now, when it is booming, now we have to identify the most important thing is why there should be a cyber attack. I would like to ask the audience here only, why should there be a cyber attack? Let's say if there's a cyber attack on something which is commercial, let's say on oil lines, okay, you have got some answer for that. If there's a cyber attack on your defense system in the country, there is some answer, there is some reason. Now, I really do not understand why there should be a cyber attack on healthcare. Let me evaluate one by one. And also I'll go through the audience response on these things. Now, if this is a cyber attack, it may be due to, like last year I heard there is a Vermont University in US, they had a cyber attack. In a hospital cyber attack for what? I really don't know. It may be because most of the times what I see in my system is it could be a system failure. It could be a failure of my computer system, it could be a failure of my software system, or it could be sometimes hackers. Hackers are, we give a different name like a hackers. Today, it is not money or property is not the king, data is the king. So anybody who steals my data is a thief. You have to consider them as a thief only because they are stealing my data. So we need to identify the thieves who steal our data. That is the most important, because we have seen if there is a visit of a celebrity or a VIP to a particular situation, particular city, most of the gundas and all those things will be put inside the jail. Similarly, we have to identify who are our thieves who are stealing my data. So is it a technology failure? Is it some of the hackers who steal my data because of commercial intent, or is it accidental? But the most important thing I would like to say today, what security, what are the special aspects which I take care is, number one is to identify your enemy. Who is stealing your data? If data is a king, somebody who is stealing data is your enemy. So identify your enemy. Who is the enemy? Who is our enemy? Anybody from audience? I'll give you an example. Last about 5 years back, I was trying to finalize a MRI system for my hospital. Okay, so we are evaluating all those MRI, GE, Siemens, Philips, Toshiba, Fuji, and other countries. And one country showed that they are giving almost all the software like 3D, 4D, MPR, spectroscopy, everything they are giving, and almost 20 to 30% less price. And they said, you must be knowing that country, and their price was less than 20%. And that time we knew that this particular machine will not work more than 2 years, because of course most of the companies, as you know, they give only CMC for 1 year. So you also must be knowing a lot of these hospital owners, they know, because the companies give for 1 year. And and that particular country machines, they were ready to give us CMC for 2 years. And now they are ready to give us a CMC for almost 5 years for the same rate. Which country? Huh? Yes. So identify your enemy. Identify your enemy. First point I would like to say, when you are buying these cyber systems, hardware, you have to identify your enemy. Most important thing is, if that system has got, today, the wars can erupt or wars can break down in any country, between any countries, and if there is a sanction, entire software system will crumble. I feel in even US, all the hospital data crumbled because the enemy attack. It is what I'm telling is, these machines, when we buy these machines, even though it is 20% less, like they say 5-year warranty, I have seen 6th year that the machine will break down. Today I have got one machine, MRI machine, which is working for 16 to 17 years. You may think this particular companies may be giving it for a lesser price. You may think they are giving support for almost 5 years, 6 years, but the longevity of these machines are important. So if I tell you there is a cyber attack, first of all, you have to find out whether system is comprehensive or whether the system has got all the security defects. And finally, there is one great saying that if you identify your enemy, you can win 1,000 battles. So first of all, I would tell all the CEOs here, identify your enemy, and this enemy can destroy you anytime. This is not cyber attack. I would like to say this is cyber war against particular system. You need to identify this as cyber war. So we should be very, very careful. From where the COVID came, we know. So similarly, we are going to get this electronic virus. India will become the electronic hub of electronic viruses one day. So we should be very, very careful to identify our enemy when you are identifying the system. That's what I'd like to say.
Yeah, nicely you have elaborated. You must have heard about the ransomware. Ransom means they will ask ransom to you when your system has been hacked. But why they do it? Why they do? This is the question. Why they do it? Before ransomware attack, the person they will review the whole business. If they will attack it, what is the loss to the organization? And how much ransom has to be asked? You must have heard about when AIIMS has been attacked, and on the paper it has come 200 crores it has been asked for. I do not know how the newspaper people, they have put at this one. But we are very vigilant, that's why our data was safe. The attack had been done from the China. When we have announced it that by 1st of January we are going for paperless in such a big organizations, when you will be hacked and all the data has been controlled by the ransomware people, definitely they may get lot of ransom. How it happens? Ransomware. The malicious software, it will come inside your servers or critical infrastructure. They stay for days, months. They review which database is more important. What are the system it is in place for to maintain mitigation? What kind of network they have? And which one has to be, they can attack so that they can ask for the ransom. The ransom also, it will be decided by them. They have some parameters, they calculated it. Because if you ask more ransom, he do not have that much of money, he can't give it. After that, they do the attack. So this malicious, any phishing or malware, it's coming to the any IT critical infrastructure. In that cases, they stay for days. Right now, it is hours, it is possible. Earlier it was days, months it was staying there. And review all the infrastructure, which is most important and what to hack. So see, somebody is deciding it. What to do? Why will you use uniforms in the school? For the security reason. First is the security reason. The students should not go out from the campus because they know that this uniform is for this person and he is allowed within the campus. Similarly, one malicious software will come to the within your perimeter. In that cases, how to contain that one, how to identify that one. That is you needed it for protections. That portion we can discuss later part. I go to the another CIO and please explain how you want you do the safe from the ransom, any attacks.
True. Thanks, Elite team, for providing such a beautiful and knowledgeable platform, wherein all the panelists has shared already much more insight about the cybersecurity front phase, structured response and everything. I just wanted to highlight a few things from my experience, wherein yes, of course, first of all, COVID has given us a drastic push specifically to healthcare industry to adopt the technology. So after COVID, every healthcare organization are in front phase. They are accepting, they are investing on technology. All the CIO, HODs are most welcome on the panel, and all the directors are asking them that, okay, bring the technology. We want digitalization in our environment. We want to change our process from the legacy environment to digital environment. Now the race has started. Every person, those who are in IT leader quadrant, they started choosing the technology and providing a solution to the organization. Out of this circle, they are always missing a one component, which is a security component. Why? Because of that, there is a one thing. While we talk about the security itself is a complete entire framework. It is a complete protocol driven practice, wherein you have to take care that whether you are choosing whatever technology you are choosing, whether it is a right, there is a compliance level are followed or not. So very easy example, in healthcare, revolutionary change happened. Most of the organization has started take caring and inbuilding a new ERP or new EHR or call it digital medical health record software and application and everything. We always miss out a part. What are the security mechanism that product has? That is a one. Second, what are the security parameter we are take caring at the time of implementation? Are we able to implement a two-factor authentication on our ERP? If yes, good. But are practically you are able to implement on ground? That is another part. So important thing is, while we are thinking about cybersecurity, because of few data said that before a couple of days ago, I was just reading of an article released by the ET, that 54% out of 100, 54% ransomware attack are happening on healthcare industry. From that 54%, only 21% organization are able to respond before the data encrypt. So the framework itself is playing a vital role. So as an CIO, we should have to ask our CISOs, we should have to ask our organizational team that to create a complete framework which protect our organization, which protect our data, and the technology whatever we are going to select, which is most important, it should be compliance enabled. When we talk about compliance, we always just see that whether the application vendor or the technology vendor are following the compliance level, that's it. We are not going in detail. We are not, in fact, we are bypassing their protocol also. So the thing is, important is from my desk is a right technology, right implementation, right framework is most important in the cybersecurity control.
Yeah, you have spoken nicely. Whenever you do any decisions on digital transformations, we neglect the cybersecurity. Already I have told you, IoMT device, you are ready to implement it. It is most vulnerable device for us. It is very easy to hack it through IoMT device. Before that, there is solution there. You have to implement that solutions IoMT device. And that we do not do it. Second part, what nicely Kishor has been explained. Anything we are going for it for digital transformation. What is the risk factor has to be discussed on the board or top authority. These are the risk factor. And already I have told you, any kind of solutions we will put it is not 100% secure. And everybody know it, cyber security is a big challenge for everyone. Everybody will put the mobile. How many people you have endpoint security in your mobile? How many of you? Can you raise the hand? You have only. And rest of the people, they do not have any security on this. But you do all the UPI transactions from your mobile. It is most vulnerable. Try to understand. This is called social engineering. You have to understand what is the insecure in your mobile. These small things you have to understand. You are very used to. You scan a QR code for paying. But sometimes you will get that scan this QR code, the money will transfer to your account. It is not. And people tap on it. Because QR code में पैसे जाता है. आता है बोल के कोई को पता नहीं. वो कभी नहीं आता है. When you pay at that time, you have to scan the QR code. Anyway, I'll go to the next. Please, yeah, Vinay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Elets, for giving me the opportunity. See, as we know, Indian healthcare industry is in the transition mode, and it demonstrated that resilience, during COVID is phenomenal. And during that time, we have inherited so many legacy systems. So not only from the hardware front, but from the software front also. So by now, we are seeing that many of the legacy systems through that only these kind of vulnerabilities have started getting into our systems. So that is a major criteria or major thing we need to start addressing these things, because the more and more vulnerabilities during assessment what we found during the last 1.5 year, we felt that many of the vulnerabilities through the through the applications which we are using or which we have bought or adopted during the COVID times. So it's not only because we need to identify the complete environment or complete ecosystem should support, then only all many of the things can be full fixed according to us.
One more information I am giving to you. You must have heard about dark web. What is that? Dark web. those who have stolen the data from your servers or your computers, they put it in the dark web and they sell that one. Few weeks back, I got a subscription to access the dark web. My 3 of my email ID, the password is available in $2. You see how the cyber world is going on. Second part I'm talking about it. In US, the hackers, they ask around $10 to $15 to hack somebody's bank account. But more than $30 they ask if someone want any medical records of a person. Why it is? Because healthcare records is more important right now. If this record is stolen, you may not get the loan. You may not get the job. Lot of things are there. And simultaneously, lot of medical data is required for the research purpose. Also, people needed it. So this is the things, it is there. Just now, Kishor has spoken that we are more vulnerable than any other domains. After COVID, the ransomware attack has increased up to 600%. $34 million, the ransomware they have taken it from the people. And this is a big business. And few days back, I have attended one cybersecurity event. They are saying that this is the third largest business in the world, that ransomware people, they are earning it. So this will revolve, but it will not go down. If our system is compromised, what would be the mitigation for us to do it? I'll start from the Kishor. So you have 2 minutes for it.
So if I summarize, cybersecurity is a journey. It's not a one-stop solution. There is no fixed protocol. There is no fixed framework which will be applied for each and every organization. So it is very organizational to organizational. That is the point one. Point two, once you start your journey, of course, you have to constantly evaluate and understand your pattern. And by understanding the pattern, you have to change your practice also. You have to educate your user. Because of that, most of the challenging areas, panelist has rightly said, that they have already educated the people, and once they test the phishing mail, 95% people has did the mistake. So that is the important part, to correct the people's practice and to change the entire culture. The IT culture need to be changed itself by keeping your cyber security thought in the center. That is the point two. And the last point, that we are dealing with the patients and their emotion, because their emotion is their record. Whoever it is, if I am taking my example, I have some blood report and having some negative finding inside there, I never like to publish on my FB account. I never like to show publicly. I never like to publish everywhere in the other platform. So we should have to keep, as in being in CIO, CISO, whatever position we are carrying, we have to understand that being a healthcare service provider, we are dealing with the people's emotion. And that is more important than their money also. So that's why we have to take care, and we have to keep cyber threats in our mind, and we have to design a solution in the same way. Thank you.
Sir, okay.
As he told, it's a cultural change, not only for the IT department, for the complete organization, because we are focusing more on the education purpose in our CMEs, or wherever continuous educations are happening, or whenever new employees have joined in, we have exclusive session we have kept only for this cybersecurity thing now. So that is the one area where we are focusing more on these things, because we need to start educating the people. Because what we felt is, in IT also, many of the older guys are who are working for us, they want to upgrade themselves for the from the security perspective. This is the missing gap in our IT departments right now. Then these are one of the challenges we need to do it. Apart from that, the organization from the organization perspective, budget is also very very important one. We need to we need to convey to our management saying that our security should be a part of our other applications or solutions which we are going to acquire. So that is also it is happening nowadays, because I'm seeing that this transition phase, many of the managements are feeling that we should start from the scratch, because we are building all these things from the scratch. All the solutions are defined, or the design is made from the scratch, and it is going to helpful in the next couple of years, I believe.
Yeah, of course, budget is the biggest challenge, because IT security, it is expensive, and the top management is supposed to understand that how to increase the IT security budget to save them themselves. It is one of the first priorities supposed to be, and which is now it is coming up. After AIIMS attack, many of my CIOs, those who are from the different hospitals, they have contacted me, and we have discussed many things. Some of this one part is the budget. Right now, we'll ask for the budget. We may not get that much of threshold to get the budget. So people have realized that IT security is one of the most important components for any transformations, digital transformation in the organizations. Next, sir.
There was a question on the budget.
What I'm saying, if you summarize it, if something is happened to your organization, okay, what is the mitigation plan out? You have done it.
Okay. So I'll just continue to what I had mentioned earlier. So once there is a strategy and a roadmap, and then you have the complete framework, and the technology deployment is there in place, So on the budgetary part, I would say it depends how a CIO present the business impact of the cybersecurity. So it is directly linked to that. So first of all, it comes to the credibility and the skills of a CIO as to how he or she is going to present the impact of cybersecurity, and therefore that budget will kind of come to him easily. That's one. Also, there has to be a sense of importance and seriousness with the top management as far as the cybersecurity threats are concerned. And obviously, today I don't think that's a challenging point, because most of us see in the newspaper, the media, and especially the AIIMS episode, what we have seen. Post that, there is a reverse push actually. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have that challenge as such. I have a challenge in terms of, okay, do you need to do more on cybersecurity? That's my situation today, because people are already convinced about the investment on the cybersecurity. That's point number one. Point number two would be that whenever we deploy any technology, why do we sort of separate the security and the application deployment or a tech deployment? Even if, let's say, I'm putting ambulance management solution or ambulance management system in place, the cybersecurity piece becomes an integral part of that solution. Okay, so when you go and present our entire budget, right, it has to be part of that solution. So you cannot go ahead without the security component, just deploy the solution and security will come later. No, go in an integrated way. So I would say that's the another part. The third thing what I was saying is that you have to really also go back and see all your legacy systems, the old servers, and clean up that mess first. I have seen when we did couple of assessment, right, from third party. Obviously, we have to bring in some third party if your budget permits that, or do that in-house. A lot of old servers, old systems, the desktop, the laptops, which are not under support at OS level or different other software levels, they pose a greater risk today. So have a view at your old systems which are not patched, not updated. That's the next point. A lot of those threats today are also coming from the IoTs and IOMTs, the medical devices. So a lot of hospitals are now integrating the medical devices with the IT systems. Okay, any medical device, when it speaks to IT systems. So it's like this: the desktop, laptop, these IT assets have sort of known threats kind of, and also have known solutions which we can implement. But the unknown threats and the unknown solutions, unknown threats, not the unknown solutions. The unknown threats which are emerging out of the IOMTs and IoTs deployment, I think that's a big domain, and that's the next big risk. So what we can do is, and in fact we are doing that, is that you can actually segregate your network and isolate them from your enterprise applications network. So if there is anything, any attack happens there, that can be mitigated in much more, safer way without impacting your business operations. Because you cannot bring down your systems in the running hospital. I mean, the entire patient information flows through your, core applications. So having a review of all the legacy systems, legacy platforms, and bringing them to, a level where the current security patches updates are there. The VAPT and stuff, the ethical hacking and all that should be part of your continuous engagement with third parties or any agency which you are engaging with. Obviously, you have to bring in those expertise here, and that will require a budget. Employees education and training on the security has to be part of employee engagement, the new joinees, or even the continuous assessment. Also release some security advisories, I would say, because even today WhatsApp is posing threats. Somebody is posing as a CEO or a CFO, says, okay, transfer this money to this account, and this actually happened. Some email comes suddenly in the morning, says, okay, can you transfer 20 lakhs to this account? And there is a signature of a CEO or a CFO, and people are doing that, in fact, right? So if there is no awareness, somebody may take action on that, and you may also end up losing money. So it is not just an IT solution here, it is more of an awareness. So I would say awareness is something which is an important aspect, and it has to happen not only for the new employees, it also has to happen as a refresher training for everyone as a part of continuous awareness program for you. Then comes to the manpower, a person who is in charge of information security within the organization. Like we're now doing, digital personal data protection implementation. So there's a DPO mandate for every organization, and DPO is supposed to be there as a part of the senior management thing. But before that, do we have somebody who is sort of a point of contact for IT security? Everybody may not be able to afford a CISO. This is a very costly resource, but you need to have somebody who's a point of contact for all IT security and the cyber security things. And then he has a mandate to sort of, on a continuous basis, understand the threats, understand the compliance, understand the preparedness, understand the new technologies, have deployment, do the assessment, do the training. So identify that position also there, right? So it's more of, having a holistic view, having a structured approach, and continuously assessing and scanning the market on various new threats and the remediation plans.
Yeah, thank you. You have almost made the most of my conclusions. Yeah, sir.
Thank you very much.
Because
Finally,
you are in the
1 minute.
radiology. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, my way of avoiding cyber threat is to identify who was our enemies, why there is a cyber attack in healthcare industry as well as education industry. As far as the education industry is considered, all the data of the education industry is there in the white paper. It is available. Everybody need not hack the educational data. As far as admission is considered, it is also need based. And every time there is an inspection from NMC, so all hospital data, all educational data, except the hospital data, I would like to say that educational data in all the universities are already, it is accessible to everybody. So there is no question of any cyber attack. It is not a cyber attack, it is a system failure, I would like to say. As far as the healthcare industry cyber attack, I would like to say we need to identify why there is an attack. And I actually told you in the beginning, we need to identify our enemies. The enemies who are providing us these systems at a very cheap rate, they are attacking our systems, they are attacking our data, so we should be very, very careful. And finally, I would conclude that what is cyber attack is, we should have not intellectual Atmanirbharata, we should have technical Atmanirbharata, we should have our own technique. All MRIs, all CT scans are made in India. You can buy only those equipment. All equipment are available here. So I think we should take care of all these things so that there is no attack from our enemies. So that's what I would like to say.
Thank you. Can you put 2 lines on this?
Yes, I will just put 2 lines only, because most of it I second Nandkishor, and he has said it very well. 2 lines which I would like to add is maintain a risk register. It makes it easier to get budgets. And one of the questions was that how do you deal with when you are attacked? So the question remained like, do you have an incident reporting team and an incident handling team? It is a process. There are standards available, and that can help each one. And we can, of course, take questions offline on how do you handle when you are attacked. So there is a concept of security incident reporting and all that. Nandkishor very well put, and there is nothing left which I can add.
Yeah, thank you. See, whatever you will security will put it, this is not 100% secure. Already I have told you. But how to go for it? That's why you're supposed to have a solution for the how to respond if the attack has come. How to you have to remedies you have, that has to be, you have to look into it, what kind of solution I needed it, and how we can recover, and how fast it is required to recover to your own business. That plan is supposed to have. This is my conclusion to everyone.